like I said, I want to talk a little bit about, just the new album and everything that, you're doing with that. And anyhow, real quick, I happened to notice, in fact, I haven't even seen this compilation until like last week. I noticed that on the Goth Spotting CD,
on what?
On the Goth Spotting CD, the compilation, that you did a song with the Alpha Project.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering how that came about. I didn't know if I had never heard anything from them before.
What's the name of the track they put on there?
Oh.
Is it Silver Heart?
Yeah.
I heard that. It's about my ex. Well, the Alpha Project is something that Brian at Cleopatra. What happened was, didn't I tell you about this? I did this techno kind of album for Cleopatra.
No, I didn't know about that.
Okay, well, I guess I don't know. We probably weren't in touch then because I left Nico right after I started doing that, and I was kind of around in different places. He asked me to do voiceovers for an assortment of pre-recorded and pre-released electronic material.
Oh, okay.
He gave me a stack of CDs and told me to choose the numbers I liked, and I did. I had almost completed the album. I chose different numbers for different reasons. Some of them are humorous and, in a way, some of them are fun, and some of them are there's a mixture going on. And I was just about finished, and then Brian, he told me that I had to do this one number that had been a hit in Denmark from some DJs, and I really hated this number a lot.
The one that appeared on the album?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, this is one that I don't even like to tell the title about it. The album would have been really great for me, except for this one track, which he really forced me to do. And it ruined the album for me because it's a number that I would never ever choose to do. However, since I was forced into doing it, I tried to look at it as a challenge. And so I could do the number, but it really ruined it. There's 10 tracks on the album, and it was either going to be released under my name or he was going to choose a name, and after I had to do that track, I definitely didn't want it to be under my name. So it's the Alpha Project featuring my vocals.
So this whole album, then, you're singing on every song?
The whole album.
Wow.
It's called The Happy Hour.
I can't believe I didn't even catch that. That slipped right past me.
I don't know what's been done with it. I really don't. But the first track on the album is really awful. There's any of my friends that are gay, that are not like that like to club. They love the track, but it's just something that I would never ever do, and so I don't really talk about it too much. But he has been sporadically, apparently, putting a track or two from the album and putting them on compilations. He didn't tell me he was doing that, putting Silver Heart on that Goth Spotting. I was real surprised. Somebody told me about it about a week ago. So that's the story about that. And I wrote all the lyrics and did the vocals and vocal arrangements, and it was really fun until this one track.
Wow.
And I'll never work with Brian again because of that.
Wow.
Yeah, really. I was really, really pleased with the album until he told me I had free pick of everything I wanted to do, and then he forced me to do that one.
Wow. Yeah.
I could have said no, but I'd already done 9 pieces on the album, and I wasn't paid for it, and I put a lot of work into it. 4 months. So. Wow. Yeah.
So that's all released on Cleopatra then, huh?
What's that?
That's released on Cleopatra then, huh? That album.
It's out on their Hypnotic label.
On there, okay. Yeah. I didn't hear anything about it until the other day, and I was just like, what is this?
I don't know that he's done anything with it. He made a lot of promises. If I would do an electronic you know,
Yeah.
album, but he didn't live up to any of them, and so I don't, you know, I don't know what's going on with it.
Right. So anyhow, am I wrong? I was going to say, kind of, what kind of made you decide to finally, you know, after a couple hypnotic kind of, you know, ambient kind of albums, you know what I'm saying, in a way, you know, the dancer albums, why'd you decide to go back to a more rock approach?
Well, you mean using guitar again?
Right.
Well, I've never had anything against guitar. It's just living in Holland, I couldn't find the right guitar.
Right.
Everybody seems to follow a category or follow a sound. It's hard to find people there, from my experience, that are doing something really original. You'll get somebody into blues or somebody into, you know, one category or another, and I couldn't find the right guitar player, so that is actually why I ended up going into what I did. When I was in the studio recording the material, my engineer and the guy who ran this little cockroach-ridden studio, he's the husband of a sax player that played with me for a while, and I knew them for a long time, and he specialized in rhythm and blues, and, but I decided to take a risk with him and try to explain to him exactly what I was after, because I wanted guitar in some of the pieces, and I tried him out, you know, and after some tries, he got the feel of what I was asking, and he totally got into it.
Cool.
And so he's obviously an excellent player, and so that is why guitar ended up. If he hadn't been available, you know, if he hadn't been such a player that could take direction and really find what I was looking for,
right.
There wouldn't have been any guitar on it. But I tried him kind of piece by piece, and he was really getting into it. And so, you know, it grew.
Right.
And you know, it's something that I wanted to kind of get back to.
Yeah.
And I knew that when I was coming to LA that I would find the right guitarist, because it's just sort of an inbred thing here. You know, you can find good guitarists in Los Angeles.
Sure.
So I'm very happy about it. It's kind of like coming back full circle.
Yeah, well, we had talked a lot before about, you know, like how you chose your vocals and how you went through the vocal process. But I was curious, when you're writing your lyrics to your songs, do you have, I'm trying to think of how to word this, when you're writing your words, do you write them to the music, or do you write the words out first and then decide whether you're going to put like a electronic, you know, groove to it, or rock?
Well, remember I talked with you before about receiving material through a channel?
Right.
Well, that's what I listen to. And that voice will tell me things in different ways. For instance, I could get a melody with lyrics, and, you know, that'll start the thing off. I could get the message that I need to write about a certain concept, and then I'll hear that, and then I will sit down, and the music will come to me. Or I could get music, and then I have to listen to the music, and it will tell me what words have to go with it. So there's kind of different ways that it comes. With the lyrics themselves, sometimes they just come out very simply and very straightforward. And other times they're meant to be like really, 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 you know, pure poetry, almost, you know, almost abstract, or just, you know, pure imagery.
Right.
So, but I really don't force anything, or the only conscious thing that happens with it is the polishing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's being really focused and being in a really meditative state where it's like each word I have to kind of check each word to make sure that it is exactly right and is conveying just the word. That the word itself mirrors the entire picture of the song. So it's pretty complicated. It's not easy. The only time it's easy is when I get like these ones that are just like bang.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'll really contemplate them and then I just hear this guiding voice and it just says, just leave it the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with it. This is what it is, you know?
Right.
It's kind of like recording in a way is the same process, mixing and arranging. It's the same thing, you know? Sometimes you have to leave things alone. There's something that tells you.
Right.
That's it. And other times you know that it's not quite.
Right. Yeah, I just love how unpredictable your albums are.
Yeah.
Like I got this. In fact, I didn't get "Am I Wrong" until about a week and a half ago. It was kind of late getting it to me, and I've got to listen to it several times, not as much as I've wanted. And I got this. I'm like, well, I wonder what this one's gonna sound like, because I just never know with you. Which is the one thing I like so much, and that's why I was just curious, on how you decide on,
Well, actually, the sound of the songs themselves, it would probably have been a lot less, a lot less kind of startling from one song to the next in a way, if I had done them all with the band, because the basic sound would be in there.
Right.
But I worked where I made it was a really, really there was hardly anything to record on.
Right.
In the studio, I did most of it with a Roland and computer.
Right.
And then the guitar player, and then twice I had a bass player that happened to be by that were really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a friend of mine come in for live drums kind of as an experiment.
Yeah.
So what I had to do with that kind of limited equipment is try to, figure out the best sounds for each song, and to tell the story, and the mood and everything of each song. And so, there weren't, like, for instance, some of the sounds didn't, they just weren't right for another song, so it was kind of going from song to song and trying to be true to the song. And
yeah.
The next album will be with the guitar, bass, and drums. And it will have more of, that's my direction right now.
Yeah.
Is pretty stripped down, and it will be a little bit more tangible maybe for the unaccustomed ear.
Yeah. So do you still plan on working with David Glass?
No, he hasn't. He was in my band last year, and he's manager for Switchblade Symphony.
Right.
And he got so busy that he got so busy and changed jobs, and I just told him, look, David, it's cool,
Yeah.
You better, I know you don't have time for this now, so I let him go and got the drummer who's been in EXP, Justin. And he's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And he's really into it. So I've been working with him for since David left. I guess David left in, April or March last year. So we just worked together for a few months, and he loved it, and he was really, really happy playing live drums. But he's got a family and a band.
I believe I read somewhere on the net that coming up you were to play with EXP?
I did.
Or did you already play that?
Well, that I was gonna sing with them.
I just read you guys were gonna play. I'm not sure if it was you guys were to play together or just at the same venue, Well,
when I booked gigs last year, I booked them as my opening band.
For some reason,
we did quite a few shows together, and I did some numbers with them also.
For some reason, I thought it said like July of '98 on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I seen this and I was like, I said to Heather, my wife, I was like, oh wow, I was like,
No, we don't have anything planned
Yeah.
that I know of. That's funny.
Yeah. So speaking of, the internet and stuff, we've never been hooked up to it till just like the past 2 months.
Yeah.
Because out where we live, there wasn't like a local provider. And I can't find anything on you on there. Like, you don't have a webpage, do you?
I don't. That's something that I'm going to be working on with my new bass player.
Mm-hmm.
He's really into doing that, and my kids are going to their dad for a while on Monday, leaving on Monday, and then I will have more time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know how it is.
Well, yeah.
These guys are 14 and 11. Well, I'll tell you one thing before I forget.
Mm-hmm.
I'm releasing on Hollow Hill XXX I've compiled all the lead tracks that I did when I was in Christian Death.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to be releasing that. I'm not sure when that'll be out. I've just submitted all the recorded material and the artwork. So that's going to be coming up.
Wow.
It's not something new, but it's something that I decided to do. One of the reasons is because I never got any pay at all for being in Christian Death except 200 pounds when we did Atrocities. And also it's because I think it would be a really nice collection.
Yeah, it would.
It's something that I've wanted to do for a while, and I also needed, I needed money desperately, and I was, they were really receptive to the idea.
Right.
So that's got some, I put a text in it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing this up because I made a text. And I got really into writing the text. It tells about how I met Roz, and,
right.
And there's a hell of a lot of, stories to kind of tell.
That's cool.
And it might be kind of interesting to put little bits of text in the web page as well.
Exactly. Yes.
Little stories and stuff.
That would be cool.
Sometime I'd like to actually write a whole book about it, but
yeah,
it might be a way of getting it going and then finally putting it all together.
Right. Is there going to be any previously unreleased tracks that are going to appear?
Any unreleased tracks?
Right.
No, there isn't.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to, make it the classic releases,
right.
And then 2 live ones from Heretics Live.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've done a lot of the Christian Death stuff. Well, not a lot. Selected tracks with the keyboard, with what I was doing over in Holland and Europe.
Right.
But actually, that stuff might be better off on its own sometime. And I'm also going to be re-releasing Love for Sale.
Okay.
With Hollow Hill and XXX. And that'll be an extended version of Love for Sale, because that was actually a 2-hour concert.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's going to have some more tracks and
yeah.
That's anyway. With that, I just wanted to. Sometimes I'll forget to mention these things.
Yeah.
And I thought, since you didn't know about Am I Wrong, I better let you know about this stuff coming up.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Usually I'm on top of things, and now I'm like, uh-oh, what's going on?
What happened was that Roz died, and they really got, swamped and freaked out. And
right.
It was around the same time as, the Shadow Project, and it was so hard for them to deal with.
Right.
With everything they probably got behind. I don't know. I don't know.
So what was it? So you had pretty good control, more so than even with Demonics or anything with this new album, then, right?
What's that?
With the new album, did you have a lot? You had a lot more control. didn't you? In the recording
the
studio.
new album, I wrote and I did everything on it. I played all the instruments that are programmed, including drums. That thing is pure me.
Well, yeah, that's what I caught. I didn't get like the whole jacket, like the CD jacket. I just got, like a little cardboard,
oh, really?
Thing with the CD in it. And I had heard that you had done several songs on there by yourself, but I wasn't sure that the whole album was.
Yeah, I did everything except for, like I told you, there's guitar on some of it, and bass on 2 tracks, and live drums on 1 track. I did all the drums, everything.
That is so cool.
I wish that I would have had better equipment to do it on, but I think it came out pretty well.
That's great. Yeah, I didn't know that, because like a lot of times, when I get the promo, it's just usually like in a little cardboard case, and that's about all. So.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, when I come on tour, I'll have some more, of the entire CD with everything.
Yeah.
All the information, or I'll tell you. But yeah, that was completely under my, that was specifically, albeit the limitation of the equipment in the studio.
Right.
Entirely me, and
so
the choosing the tracks, everything. It's entirely and everything. I didn't have anybody, nobody telling me what they thought or criticizing.
I bet you that was great.
Anything, and I don't think that I'll ever be able to go back to, taking advice from anybody at all.
I don't blame you.
I mean, this, I'm more pleased with this album than anything that I've done, really.
That's great. So,
and it wasn't even me, really. It was, this channel, this God of creativity, which is the God that got me. So I don't even know if I can actually take credit for it. I was more like a receiver.
Well, it turned out amazing.
And we were talking about, that's, what was it? Peter Murphy, at the end of Bela Lugosi's Dead, he was just passionately screaming, Bela!
Yeah.
Bela. He was like screaming it, and there were a couple of people here that were saying, oh no, man, he was saying like shit, and I go, you're fucking crazy. He wasn't trying to sing.
Yeah.
He was just becoming an embodiment of passion.
Right.
I go, how can you fucking, but then this guy, like, he sings, the way he sings is like, really lightweight.
Yeah.
But, it was just, like, incredible.
Exactly.
I felt like Peter Murphy's in this Hollywood city where Bela Lugosi lived and, was destroyed.
Yeah.
And, his star was a few blocks up from where they were playing, and I know that he was just really feeling extremely passionate about Bela Lugosi,
And it was just all of his energy coming out.
It was, and, it wasn't in perfect pitch, and it wasn't, but it shouldn't have been.
Yes, exactly.
If he had just been singing it, it wouldn't have been the passion,
exactly.
At all. He was enraged.
Yeah, that's the most important, the important ingredient is the passion. Because
you're bound to find somebody after a while. There's got to be somebody.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so right now we're just doing the, just all instrumental thing, which is really cool, though.